Imagine waking up one day and realizing you've been living with a power you never knew existed. Not superhuman strength, not magic, but something far more real and far more valuable. The ability to completely control your thoughts, emotions, and actions. This is the core premise of Tony Robbins' groundbreaking work, Awaken the Giant Within. The book opens with a bold assertion. Most people go through their entire lives without ever discovering the extraordinary potential sleeping inside them. They drift through years, making decisions based on fear, habit, and stories they've internalized since childhood. But what if there was a system, a proven framework, to awaken that dormant power and use it to reshape your entire life? This is exactly what Robbins offers in this revolutionary guide to personal transformation. Robbins begins by explaining the foundation of his philosophy. Your life right now is the result of your decisions. Not luck, not circumstance, not what other people did to you. Your decisions. And here's where it gets profound. Most people don't realize they're making decisions at all. They're operating on autopilot, following scripts written by parents, teachers, media, and past experiences. Robbins calls these scripts your stories, and they're the invisible force controlling your behavior. For example, someone might have a story that says, "I'm not good with money," so they never attempt to invest or build wealth. Another person has a story that says, "I'm not creative," so they never pursue art or innovation. These stories become self-fulfilling prophecies. The genius insight Robbins offers is this: you can rewrite those stories. You have more power over your beliefs and emotions than you ever realized. This is the awakening, recognizing that the life you have is a direct reflection of the decisions you've been making, often unconsciously. Robbins introduces a crucial concept: the power of your emotional state. Most people think emotions happen to them. Something bad occurs and they feel sad. Someone insults them and they feel angry. Robbins argues this is backwards. Yes, events trigger emotions, but the relationship between event and emotion isn't automatic. It's mediated by your interpretation, your story about what the event means. Two people can experience the same setback. One person thinks, "This means I'm a failure," and spirals into despair. Another thinks, "This is valuable feedback that helps me improve," and feels motivated. Same event, completely different emotional outcomes. This is the power of reframing. Robbins teaches that by consciously changing how you interpret events, you can change how you feel about them. And when you change how you feel, you change how you act. When you change how you act, you change your results. This is the mechanical foundation of his system. Interpretation shapes emotion. Emotion shapes action. Action shapes results. By mastering your interpretations, you master your life. The book then shifts to what Robbins calls the decisions that shape your destiny. He identifies 10 major life-defining decisions that separate people who awaken their potential from those who remain asleep. The first decision is to take responsibility. Not blame, not guilt. Responsibility. Taking ownership of your results, even the painful ones, is liberating because it means you have the power to change them. The second decision is to identify your core values. What truly matters to you? Is it family, freedom, contribution, or growth? Most people never ask this question. They inherit values from their environment and spend their lives chasing someone else's definition of success. When you clarify your own values, suddenly your direction becomes clear. Decision 3 is choosing an empowering vision for your life. Not a vague wish, but a vivid, specific picture of who you want to become and what you want to create. Robbins explains that your brain works like a guided missile. It needs a target. A clear vision acts as that target. Without it, you're shooting blindly. Continuing through his 10 decisions, Robbins addresses the fourth, the commitment to constant learning and growth. People who awaken their potential are voracious learners. They read, they experiment, they ask questions. They understand that the world is constantly changing, and the only way to remain relevant and powerful is to evolve. The fifth decision involves assembling the right team and relationships. You cannot do this alone. The people around you shape your possibilities. Robbins advocates for intentionally choosing mentors, peers, and community members who challenge you, support you, and reflect the version of yourself you're becoming. The sixth decision is about focusing on contribution. The paradox Robbins reveals is that the greatest fulfillment and success come not from pursuing them directly, but from focusing on how you can serve others. When you contribute to something bigger than yourself, you tap into a sense of purpose that transforms everything. The seventh decision involves mastering your financial reality. This isn't about getting rich. It's about taking control of your money so money doesn't control you. Understanding the principles of earning, saving, investing, and giving creates a foundation of security and freedom. Decisions 8, 9, and 10 involve taking care of your body, managing your emotional well-being, and committing to spiritual or philosophical alignment. Robbins emphasizes that awakening the giant within isn't just mental, it's holistic. Your physical health directly impacts your energy levels and your capacity to take action. Your emotional health determines how you show up in relationships and handle challenges. And your spiritual alignment, whether religious or secular, provides meaning and direction. What makes Robbins' system so powerful is that these 10 decisions aren't presented as abstract ideals. Each one is followed by practical exercises and action steps. He teaches specific techniques from neuro-linguistic programming to help you rewire your thinking patterns. For instance, he introduces the concept of anchoring, the idea that you can condition yourself to access powerful emotional states on demand. By associating a specific physical gesture with a moment of peak performance, you can trigger that same state of excellence whenever you need it. This bridges the gap between understanding something intellectually and being able to actually apply it in your life. One of the most transformative sections of the book addresses the role of language in shaping reality. Robbins points out that the words you habitually use, your internal dialogue, and external speech literally shape your experience. If you constantly say, "This is too hard," your brain believes you and limits your effort. If you say, "This is a challenge I can figure out," your brain rises to meet that expectation. Language isn't just a tool for communication, it's a tool for creating your reality. Robbins also dives deep into the concept of massive action. Knowing what to do is worthless without taking action. But not just any action, massive action. Deliberate, focused, persistent effort toward your vision. Most people fail not because their vision is wrong, but because they give up too soon, or their effort is scattered. The final sections of the book synthesize everything into a comprehensive life planning system. Robbins teaches you how to assess all areas of your life, set meaningful goals, identify your obstacles and resources, and create an actual implementation plan. He removes the mystery and vagueness from personal development. This isn't self-help that makes you feel good in the moment, but changes nothing. This is an actionable framework you can use immediately. The core takeaway from Awaken the Giant Within is simple but revolutionary. You are not the victim of your circumstances. You are the architect of your destiny. The power to change your life is not some external force you need to find or earn. It's already inside you, waiting to be awakened. Your emotions, your decisions, your actions, these are all under your control. That control begins with awareness. When you become aware that you're operating on old, disempowering stories, you can choose new ones. When you recognize that your emotional state is a choice, you can choose differently. When you understand that your life is the sum of your decisions, you can make better decisions going forward. This is the giant within. Not a force external to you, but your own latent potential, your own untapped power. Robbins' message across 400 pages is ultimately this: it's time to wake up. Thanks for watching this complete summary of Awaken the Giant Within. If this story resonated with you and you want to explore more transformational ideas from powerful books, subscribe to this channel for more book summaries and news stories. We're constantly breaking down the best books that can change how you think and live. Don't miss what's next.